All right, Fresh, let's go to one of the coolest rivalry games in all of college football. This is going to be at Boone Pickens Stadium. I don't got the southern accent like you do, Fresh. So, Stillwater, Oklahoma. It is Bedlam. It is Oklahoma versus the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Oklahoma 7-1 on the year, 4-1 in the conference. They're coming off a loss to Kansas in a very sloppy game. Oklahoma State kind of coming, really revving themselves up. They're 6-2, 4-1 in the conference as well. 4 straight wins. Beat K-State, beat Kansas, beat West Virginia, and then put the boots to the Cincinnati Bearcats the other day. Over under right now is set at 62 points. Oklahoma is a 6-point road favorite. Folks, this is currently the last time we are going to see Bedlam. This is the last Bedlam game. This is the 3:30 kick on ABC, so make sure you tune into that. This is not signed on. This is not a Florida State, Florida situation where they're going to promise that they're going to play each other every year. I think Oklahoma State's going to come out with some juice, kind of ticked off that the last impression is going to be a chance to beat their rival. Fresh, Ollie Gordon, 1,000 most rushing yards in the country right now. Impressive.
Some about Oklahoma State running backs. It doesn't matter who it is. They find dudes. Chuba Hubbard, Jalen Warren, Thurman Thomas, Barry Sanders. The list goes on and on and on. They just find dudes who can get back there in the backfield. Bunch of no-name offensive linemen, maybe 2-star recruits, walk-ons. They put them out there. They coach them up, and they play within the scheme, and they do work. Ever since it was announced that Oklahoma and Texas were going to the SEC, Coach Gundy has been very outspoken on this decision. I think it's probably the best way to put it. Not happy, kind of pissed that they are basically abandoning them, but says, you know what? Forget it. Good riddance. Peace out. We don't need you anyway. There's been a little chirping this week. If you've seen the press conference, Boz, former Oklahoma great, and him having a little sending back some words on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. This is it's sizzling. And this is the last one. You're going to see people taking it personally. Oklahoma's owned this rivalry almost since the inception of it. But Oklahoma State, every once in a while, they pull off that one that it's worth 10 to them when they get that win. If they beat Oklahoma on Saturday, it might be worth 100 because then it's going to put Oklahoma in that front office, that administration, like, should we go reschedule a game? Should we go play Oklahoma State again? Should we revive the Bedlam series to go get payback? It's going to bring that back to the table. If Oklahoma wins, they're going to be like, whatever. They'll move on. Oklahoma State can get it done. It's going to hang over that Oklahoma Sooner fan base of our last ever time below Oklahoma State, we lost. And they're eventually going to start calling to play get the rivalry set up as a non-conference game, annually. So this is a big implications coming forward. People were chirping. Ollie Gordon's been running strong. It's kind of like a perfect storm. It's Tornado Alley out there, a perfect storm sort of building here for Oklahoma State to really come out there and shock. Oklahoma, I had doubts on them when they struggled and didn't win that big versus SMU, didn't win that and didn't look pretty versus Cincinnati. They played an amazing game. They took advantage of a lot of Texas issues, but since that Texas game, they've kind of struggled and they finally got bit by Kansas. If they had beaten Kansas and survived, I'd actually feel much better about their chances of being upset than I do right now. Because with that loss, now their attention is totally focused on the Cowpokes. But they haven't played very good. Defensively, they've been kind of up and down. Offense has been okay, but they haven't been as consistent. I think people want them lately. They haven't been put up 40 points. It has a lot of makings of weird things could happen. Could Dylan Gabriel get benched? I mean, he threw a pick six in that ball game to start off with last time. If he comes out struggling and they get desperate and they move to Jackson Arnold, we talked about that last week. If they get desperate, when are we going to see Jackson Arnold? There's a lot on the line. You have one loss, another loss, you're eliminated for the playoff. If you win, you survive, move on. You don't have that buffer of that one loss anymore. Both these defenses, I mentioned, they're struggling. They really give up a lot on the ground. So Oklahoma's given up 370 total yards a game, but 132 on the ground. Oklahoma State giving up 400 yards a game and 170 on the ground. Both these teams need to run the football, run the football, run the football. There's a huge, Cold snap coming through the country. It's going to be chilly on Saturday. It's going to be probably rainy, nasty, overcast, cold. Run the football, run the football, run the football. Ollie Gordon is the reason why he's leading rusher in the country. Those no-name hog milers up front are going to pop some holes. And I just want chaos. So I'm going to say Oklahoma State goes out there.
Ooh.
The mullet, Coach Gundy, he's 60 years old, not 40 anymore, but I don't care. The Cowpokes make a statement. They take down Oklahoma in the final Bedlam game. They send off Brett Venables with 2 losses back-to-back, and they basically just ride off in the sunset. Their season's made, and it really puts a bad taste in Oklahoma's mouth. They were that close, and Oklahoma State continues to move forward.
Fresh, currently the internet has the weather forecasted at a balmy 70 degrees at time of kickoff. Even
70.
with
We got a huge cold front coming through.
right,
It's gonna get warm real quick.
It's we'll get warm there quick, according to the internet. And again, it's the internet, so who knows?
Well, internet's smarter than me, so
right. And I'm no meteorologist, so who knows what we got going on for this. Fresh, I think it's fascinating here because it depends on if Venables can get these guys, like, can you move past the Kansas loss here? I don't think that they're sitting in that realm where they're having that conversation about benching Dylan Gabriel yet, and like getting Jackson Arnold. You look at Oklahoma's schedule after this game. You're talking about you got West Virginia, tough team, and it's tough to play West Virginia, but West Virginia is easier to play at home, which the game is in Norman instead of going up to Morgantown. You got BYU and TCU to wrap up the season. And I'm telling you, I think this is the last true big test for the Sooners. If the Sooners can get past the Cowboys, then I think that they've kind of penciled themselves in the Big 12 championship game. And I think that's what is at stake. Can you play loose? Can you kind of see like, hey, listen, there's not many people that can match up with us talent-wise here. Can we do what we're supposed to do? Can we do and take care of business? Can we move past a loss like the Kansas loss? You take a look at Oklahoma State. You're right, Fresh. It's got to be the Ollie Gordon show. Can they stop Ollie Gordon? Oklahoma had all sorts of problems with the ground game. And again, I know it was a sloppy game there in Kansas last week, but Oklahoma, you got to be better at stopping the run in this game here. Ollie Gordon is a phenomenal running back, averaging 7.7 yards a carry. He's got 10 touchdowns on the year as well. You take a look at also what they've done. Presley, the wide receiver, is an interesting matchup for Oklahoma. And you're going to see, can this team kind of assert their will onto somebody? Can Oklahoma make Oklahoma State quit in this game? And I think that's going to be the real piece for it. Oklahoma's got to play from out front. They got to jump out to a lead. They got to make Oklahoma State start really doubting themselves, being like, well, we ran our mouth and now we just got kicked in the teeth for this. And it's the end of the first quarter, and we're already down 14-0. And, you kind of get that, oh, woe is me, like everything is kind of falling apart on us. If Oklahoma can do that to Oklahoma State, then I think this game gets very out of hand, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Give me Oklahoma big time. Right now, Oklahoma's a 6-point road favorite. But there's always that but. If Oklahoma State can force some turnovers and really, that bend don't break mentality, win the time of possession, win the turnover battle, win the penalty battle, don't shoot yourself in the foot, and keep this game close, they got a shot to pull off something pretty impressive. Oklahoma State has only 19 wins in Bedlam. Oklahoma has 91. Can they get to win number 20? Be a great way to cap off the rivalry. And who knows where it goes forward. I'm taking Oklahoma. I think they just got too much. I think they're going to come in If they would have not lost to Kansas last week, I felt like this was a trap game for them. But I think that loss to Kansas is really going to inspire Oklahoma this week. I think that they're going to take this game very seriously, and I think that they're going to find a way to really, really put the boots to Oklahoma State, blow them out, say, we are the kings of this state, 92 wins in the series. Peace out, Girl Scout. We're going off to the SEC. So I'll take Oklahoma with the points there. And over under set 62. I'll probably say take the under in that regard.
Yeah, I think the under is definitely in play regardless.
Right.